of course, it depends where you are and where you want to go. We work with people who are usually eating very poor diets. So we work with them, instead of saying, go here, we work with them step by step, usually month by month, to say, how can we up-level your diet? If they're eating bacon and eggs and hash browns for breakfast, there's lots of ways to up-level that. If they're eating hamburgers and French fries for lunch, no problem getting a better lunch. So we generally try to get people to move forward. And I suggest to all of you, think of ways that you can up-level your diet. Think of ways that you can make it a little bit better. So for instance, for breakfast, instead of going all the way to sprouted oats, we usually eat soaked oats. And we usually put in berries and avocado, believe it or not. We live on an avocado farm on Maui, so, but the avocados we eat, which are fruits, by the way, but very low in fruit, in sugar. Very low. So that might be something that we have for breakfast. It's very satisfying. I generally have a few nuts and seeds after that, and that tends to make it last longer, the 4 hours until lunch or whatever. For lunch, one of my favorite foods is when my wife makes a massaged kale salad. And you strip off the kale and chop it up and then massage it for a while. It's good exercise. And then she adds a little bit of sesame tahini, and she could do this better than I can, a little lemon juice and various other things, hopefully some radish sprouts or some other delicious additions to it. And that kale salad is amazingly satisfying. I feel like it builds energy throughout the afternoon. And there's a lot of calcium in the kale, and there's a lot more in the tahini that you put on. I just like a little bit. So that's a lunch. Now, if I'm working really hard, or if you're working really hard, then you may need more carbohydrates of the slow-moving variety. And that could be anything, perhaps chunks of purple sweet potatoes in the kale salad. If you're going to need to expend a lot of calories, you're going to need to take some in. The key is to keep your blood sugar steady and level and in a good range the whole time. Not no blood sugar, not too much blood sugar. So you're aware of that, because if you eat too much, and if you eat too little, then you're going to get a little bit low. And I will admit here, it's hard sitting next to these wonderful doctors, that I do eat cooked vegetables for dinner. Oh! Ruining the beautiful vegetables.
So do we lots of times.
Yeah.
And we did invent fire, by the way.
And by the way, a lot of these vegetables are things like tomatoes and eggplant that are really fruits. A lot of the things we call vegetables, like cucumbers, are really fruits. We like to have some beans at dinner. I feel like beans are the satisfying, deeply nourishing layer of a vegan diet. And a vegan diet without some form of beans, whether they're sprouted or cooked or somehow or green into the diet, really important to give you the satisfaction, the essential fatty acids, very slow-moving carbohydrates. This is really important for me. So there's actually a direct answer, Stephen Shore, to your question. Thank you.
So eat less foods that have mothers and faces. Start with that. Let's start with easy steps, right? Because, sprouting is great. I mean, if those people are interested in just going hardcore, go hardcore. But, I'm kind of, again, bringing people back to the matrix aspect. We want to make sure that they actually can accomplish these things. Because, again, a lot of us, I don't want you to go home and feeling like, I can't do this, and then we go right back to where you were before. Right? So look at, okay, let me eat less of things. Okay, and so then, exactly how much you need? No, you don't need that. Just eat fruits, some, not too much. Vegetables, lots and lots and lots and lots. Grains if you don't have an allergy, and make sure that all these things are organic as well. And then beans and lentils, right? And try to get a variety of those things. Make sure you get as much rainbow colored, so every color of the rainbow as much as you can. All those have a certain phytonutrient antioxidant property. And eat as much, and try to get to your 40 grams of fiber a day. I mean, I have simple steps because I need to, again, convince the average person who's just like, I'm walking in off the street, I'm a construction worker, I have heart disease, I've got diabetes, and what are you going to tell me to eat because I usually eat a 22-ounce steak at the, egg place in the morning with the construction, breakfast. So we have to look at how do we approach that. So I want to do little steps. I don't think it has to be radical. I don't think people have to count things. I mean, this is perfect, like when you're in a control environment, because it's more of like we can actually they can move the patient, right? Because it's artificial, and so it's good that they actually can experience it real time and learn while they're doing it. But in the real world, I like to make sure that, let's just move them, because if you move, everything will start getting better. You'll be more compliant, and you'll be more apt to explore and add the next thing onto your next meal.